Hey, hey, hey! Greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. So today I'm going to talk to you about Transformers Galaxy Issue 1. It's the first issue of the side project for this Transformers, the new bold continuity. Um, Bringing back an old artist into the frame. So these galaxies, I believe, are going to be a couple of issues of here and there of a story going on, focusing on different people from time to time in the larger Transformer galaxy that's going on. And this is Constucticons Rising Part 1 with his first issue, the cover. That cover art gorgeous by Nick Roach, and the interior art is by returning artist Livio Ramadelli. That's how I pronounce it. Livio Ramadelli. So he's done the art, and it's written by Tyler Blazensky. I'm not familiar with any of other Tyler's work, but the rundown, the lowdown, the hoedown. This is the Constucticons are off planet. They're in some kind of slightly imposed, other kind of exile. They've done bad things, apparently, some kind of bad things. Well, there's been some kind of shame brought upon them, and so now they're off Cybertron, having to do construction work on a off colony planet. That they're fixing up real well, even though they've got like shitty resources and low budget, and they're not getting enough energy on and stuff like that. But they're taking pride in the craftsmanship, and they're trying to get this stuff done so they can return home. That's kind of the shift of it, and that's in the modern day, in the past, and the prequels of the war type of thing. Yeah, but further back in time, would look at a time when we've kind of already slightly aware of, even though we don't know what actually the threefold spark is, but the war with the threefold spark and the destruction. The Iacon was leveled to the ground, and the Constructicons were tasked with by let me get her name right, because she might become a big part of this in the future. We've already seen her. Termigax, who was mentor to Megatron, whose Megatron's visited and made sure that she wasn't getting involved in what's currently going on. But Termigax has got the Constructicons, who are newly forged, to rebuild Iacon, because they work well as a team together. And also, as they're new, they don't really have any concepts of how Iacon should be. So they're the perfect people to kind of create this brand new, bold new continuity. Because they will be bold, because they're not stuck in the past as other people who may construct it. Wheeljack is kind of helping oversee it. He's skeptical but curious, and the Constructicons, while they're doing demolition work to make way for the new construction, find an ancient relic, and that is the doobly dad of combination, the enigma of combination, which is designed just like it was in the old continuity. This seems to be its design now. It's just like a low budget matrix. It's just 4 bits of a diamond and a thing in the middle. Yeah, I can see what they're doing. That's kind of, that is a combiner, isn't it? There's a big spark in the middle and there's 4 things coming into it. But it's like, you're a bold new continuity. I would have liked new MacGuffins, really. But it is what it is. So the Constructicons discover that. And all of a sudden they feel like they're working together more powerfully than they have before, and they can feel themselves drawn to each other. And so Termigax wants to experiment with this further, with the Enigma combination. Like I say, Wheeljack is curious, is skeptical, but they end up forming Devastator. Do they call him Devastator? Because that seems a very loaded name. Um, but anyway, they form together to create this brilliant and terrifying just gestalt that can demolish things in no time, but also repair things and build things. And it is the thing the Constructicons becoming Devastator is the thing that allows them to rebuild Icon into this beautiful and awe-inspiring place. But in the meantime, that they are having this dark thoughts within them from doing this combination process, and Termigax does talk about the previous person who owned the Enigma combination. The combiner gave in to their worst impulses and rampaged across Cybertron in a quest of energon to power the behemoth. It left destruction almost comparable to Iacon now in its wake. So they say have a little weird flashback, just a little panel. I don't know if you can make that out. And they refer to this creature as an abomination. So we know who that is, don't we, kids? So I don't know if he's missing. All these parts were missing along with the Enigma. So maybe the abomination will turn up in this story. That'd be quite cool. So yeah, we end the issue. Spoilers, kind of ish. We end the issue. We don't really know what the Constructicons did to bring shame upon themselves to why they're now in this kind of exile, having to build stuff off world and not be part of the Cybertronian populace, or be able to go home until they've actually finished this work. So we don't know why that is, but we know they're resentful and angry and hungry and want energon because they don't, on the current rations they receive, because everyone in this current state in Cybertron they're very rationed about the amount of energy they can receive, so they can't blow off a massive load of energy, so they don't have enough energon to form Devastator. And so they kind of knew that if they could, they'd be able to fix what they're trying to do here and get home in no time, but they're not allowed to. So yeah, they're kind of resentful. They'd want to go home. They want to do a lot of things. And watching them while they are resentful is Bombshell. So yeah, I think it's a cracking start to a little mini-series. I'm intrigued. It's written well. Got some nice bits of, hey, look at all these Constructicons. Actually do have a drive to actually fix things and make things a better place and, be like the proper good, almost like how they started off in Transformers Animated. If they're going to make that kind of parallel, so I quite like that. The dialogue's quite enjoyable. I quite like the fact that we have this two timeline thread going on, so we're going to see what happens. The Termigax, don't trust her. Do not trust her. She might be the big bad of this series. It's the fact that she's trying to push get these guys together to take them to the limits, even though the Enigma combination has proved very dangerous. And they're very young and inexperienced. Seems a bit bad guyish to do, and like Wheeljack's kind of Wheeljack likes things, science and all that type of stuff. So he's very curious by it, but he's not 100% on board. And so we'll see what happens in the previous timeline, and in the new timeline it's kind of, we've got some, not only do we get Constructicons, but we're going to get Insecticons involved in this as well, maybe manipulating things with how Bombshell and his several shells do. So that could be quite interesting. I quite like that idea. This is kind of like that nice little thing where you can go, we're doing a new continuity. We're going to take these characters we kind of know. We know, but we're going to focus on them a bit more and give them their own little story, and I like that. I like that. I think this is going to work out quite well. Livio's art is, as always, Livio art is. I really like him for covers and splash pages. I think it does tend to get a little bit muddy with the panel work, and there's the way this comic's written. There is a lot of panels, but you know, it's sometimes previously there's bits that get a bit confusing, but I think with this at the moment, especially the amount of characters they use and stuff, it is not as confusing as it has been, and just the skies and the paintwork and stuff like that is beautiful. But that's it for that. So join me next time. There'll be more comics. We might even talk about some actual Transformers. I've got another Impactor. Not this time the Autobot one with a blockhead. He's cool. Yeah. But until then, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. Because you enjoy it, let's bump a fist, shall we? Fisto! Fisto!